Hey everyone, well here I am in Ushuaia, Argentina, but well my time here is up because I have to leave. And guess where I'm going? You see that cruise ship behind me? Yep, I'm getting on it. It's Antarctica Expedition's World Explorer. And where are we headed? Yep, Antarctica.
Except, oh, it does say Antarctica.
One of the first things we did upon entering the ship was to attend the captain's toast.
Cheers. That's like Sesame Street.
And there's always the safety drill, just in case. The exterior of the ship looks pretty sound. Let's do a quick overview just to be sure. The main dining room is also the only dining room. Luckily, it's well stocked and available for both buffet and sit-down services. This is where we're going to get all of our food for the next couple days. There's a spa in case you need a massage, and even a sauna. And there's even a gym. Let's see if I actually get in there, though. Each of the estate rooms is outward facing, so no one gets stuck with a dreaded inside room, which means you get a great view from out your window or a balcony. Every solo traveler is also matched up with another solo traveler of the same gender. Hey, good morning. Well, it is the first morning here on our southern journey from Ushuaia, Argentina down to Antarctica. It's currently 4:45 in the morning, and the first part of this journey takes us across the Drake Passage. The Drake Passage is notorious because the seas can be, well, unpredictable. It can either be the Drake Lake, which is pretty chill, kind of what we're at right about now, luckily. The waves are only about 3 meters maximum height, but it can also be the Drake Shake. That's when the waves get really high. Now we have to pass through this area twice, once going south and once coming back north. So who knows what can happen at the end, but right now I got this great sunrise I'm about to see here at 4:45 in the morning. But yeah, this journey down to Antarctica, we're gonna see a lot of nature, we're gonna see icebergs. It's already starting to get cold, but that's okay because this is all part of nature and part of the expedition. Hopefully we'll be able to see a bunch of these penguins. This could quite possibly be the most important equipment on the entire ship, the coffee maker. All right, let's go with an espresso. Near the bow of the ship is the auditorium where we get all of the important briefings. The interior walls of this ship are adorned with a lot of pictures. Here, we've got some polar bears, but don't worry, down here in Antarctica, there's not supposed to be any polar bears, just up in the North Pole, hanging out with Santa. It is definitely the Drake Lake on the southbound leg. Heck, I'm not even spilling my coffee. The Drake Passage is a perfect time for the crew to inspect all of our gear to make sure we're not bringing in any foreign objects or anything that would upset the ecosystem. Just woke up this morning and what do we see there on the horizon? Yep, we see our first icebergs. Check out those monsters. As we get a little bit closer, yep, that is actually the Antarctica continent. Oh man, this is amazing. My roommate Ronnie and I decided to change the room configuration. Before, both of our beds were right here, really close to each other. But we changed the room configuration, slid one bed over here by the window, and wow, let me tell you, that's my bed. I got a great view out the window, checking out the Antarctic landscape, and of course it also helps having that distance in case somebody snores. And we have officially made landfall here on the continent of Antarctica. Yep, feet's on the ground, just like the penguins. And there are penguins here and seals, but there are certain rules. You got to stay at least 5 meters from them, or if you're close enough where the animal reacts, whether it runs away from you or it attacks you. Might mean you're a little too close, but we're going to see as much as we can see. Our first landing here is at Half Moon Island. Many of us are taking a walk and checking out the animals, but some people are actually stand-up paddleboarding.
They keep themselves cool, so lie on the snow, and this way it comes in just a centimetre.
After some time on land, it was time to take a Zodiac cruise to check out some parts that you can only see from the water. Yep.
And one center one. All right, everyone. So our time for our cruise is up.
Can't stop a phobia until it's actually gone.
Yeah, I know.
But congratulations for doing it the first time. Okay, you can just.
See the bottom in here. There's some very light colored rocks. You see the dark. Right there. And they will be all black. Yes.
Which of you guys decide your own zodiac? Like, are you
A camera all the way at the top of the island. So this. Okay. Thank you, Arnie.
Whoop! Whoop! Slipping.
Yesterday's landing at Half Moon Island was technically Antarctica, but here at Portal Point, this is actually mainland. So they're both technically Antarctica, but this is even more Antarctica. And check out the view from here. Whoa!
hear in his voice how passionate he is.
Today we're going to go on a Zodiac cruise here in Paradise Harbor, and look at that surface. It's like glass. You can definitely see why they call it paradise.
Come on, make it them. Look at the jumpy one. Yeah.
You can't tell the difference between the female and the male that are looking at it, can you?
Today's afternoon landing is here at Nico Harbor. You can see everyone that just got off the boat. And right here behind me, yep, these are Gen 2 penguins. So we're going to take a little hike here, check out up to the top of the ridge, and see what else we see here.
Keep moving.
Hey, good morning. Well, we are about to enter Lemaire Channel. It's an 11-kilometer channel down here in Antarctica. It gets pretty darn narrow, down to 800 meters. The mountains you see here on the side get up to 700 meters tall, and yep, we got to play a little slalom with these icebergs. Whoa, that was a tight squeeze.
Morning. All right, on top of these rocks. Probably nesting here as well. Oh, there's a head. Oh, can we stand it back here? Pardon? We're gonna photo bomb, but we won't. Oh, you guys are just drafting off the other couple.
We're taking photos of it.
Okay, over there's one in. Hi, little guy. They eat fish and squid and things from the water.
We're about to head out to Peterman Island and see the Adali, I think it's called the Adali penguins. They're the only penguins we haven't seen here that are indigenous in the area, so we're excited about that. There's also going to be a Zodiac cruise, but this afternoon, even later, we're supposed to be doing the polar plunge. Yep, gonna jump in these cold waters, so everyone's a little bit nervous.
That's cracks, isn't it?
Anything that's green.
This here is the Adeli penguin, picking up some rocks and building its nest.
The Adeli penguins are the ones that have the completely black heads, while the ones with the white spots, such as the ones in the front there with the chicks, those are the Gen 2.
She's still up in the mouth.
The polar plunge is an Antarctic tradition. On our expedition, 108 of the 170 passengers decided to jump into these frigid waters. They were literally below freezing.
Ready? Ready.
The -1 Celsius water temperatures weren't cold enough, so the ship's crew decided to maneuver some icebergs a little bit closer. Like I said earlier, there are 108 expeditioners taking the plunge. Here's just a sampling of some of those who decided to get their feet wet and a little bit colder. All right, this is gonna be our last excursion. We're gonna head off to the shore here in Mickelson Harbor, then a little tour of the water and see if we can see some more wildlife. But it's hard to believe this is gonna be the last time we're getting on a Zodiac. On this shore excursion, we get to see the remnants of what was the whaling industry here. We see whale bones, as well as the remnants of a whaling ship that was used to harvest these animals to near extinction.
All right, next one.
After today's second excursion to Mickelson Island, well, it was time to say goodbye to Antarctica. We're now headed north, headed back through Drake Passage. 2 days until we get back, hopefully, maybe a little bit longer. Now, when we came down here, the Drake Passage was a Drake Lake. Will it be the Drake Shake or another Drake Lake? Who knows? But unfortunately, we got to head north. Now, during these next 2 days, there's supposed to be some onboard activities. I think a lot of briefings and some more informative lectures. But we're going to see. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the ride. In preparation for our journey through the Drake Passage, the crew has put these little vomit bags here in the hallways, just in case. Here on the penultimate day, we've got tea time, where they're totally hooking us up. Everyone's out here overlooking the sea. The seas are a little bit rough, so everyone's trying to, well, basically keep down whatever they eat. But I'm here with my roommate, Ronnie, and we're doing our best to add a few more kilos to our waistband. You may not be able to tell, but behind me, the waves are much bigger than they look. Last night, as we continued our journey northbound towards Tierra del Fuego through the Drake Passage, it was definitely the Drake Shake. The waves got up to 5 meters high, which is like 16.4 feet. And let me tell you, I was almost thrown out of my bed. Things were flying around the room, and everyone was experiencing the same thing. So, yeah, but right now, our captain has been guiding us around the storm, so we should hopefully have a more smooth journey as we continue our way northbound.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First 10 of you, if you would like to head to my right.
Okay.
Morning. Afternoon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers!
Great trip.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Great friends.
Good morning! Hey, oh, what's that? Oh, land ho! Tierra del Fuego. looks like our expedition to the frozen tundra of Antarctica is coming to a close. We can already see land on the horizon. You can see the land from the southern tip of Chile, and tomorrow morning we're going to be entering the Beagle Channel and finishing the trip in Ushuaia, Argentina. So this expedition has been amazing. It's been something that I've never done before. I mean, to get all the way down to Antarctica. It's the 7th continent. It was my 7th and final continent of my life. So yeah, I've been to them all. So unless they discover Atlantis, there are no more continents left for me to discover. So I'm just going to have to continue to explore the continents that I've already been to. But this expedition has been great. 9 days. We saw tons of various types of seals, whales, penguins. These are things that you don't really see in other parts of the world. I mean, let's face it, penguins are just down here in the south. So yeah, if you saw those penguins in the Christmas cartoons up at the North Pole, they're not. It's not true. Santa doesn't hang out with penguins. But no, this expedition with Quark has been great. They've done an amazing job. I do recommend coming down, and if you have the resources, to come down and do one of these expeditions to Antarctica. It's completely different than what you're going to experience on other holidays and vacations. It is a little more expensive. It's one of the most expensive trips I've ever done. For the people on this ship, people spent anywhere from $10,000 to $14,000 to go on this 9-day trip. It isn't cheap. So that being said, if you have the discretionary income or you have the ability to save up for a few years, however long it takes, it is definitely worthwhile. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please write them down below and I will do my best to answer them. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, travel on.